So Kevin, you and your scouts do a lot of work year-round, and there's a lot of work that goes into this week alone, but how would you describe the process leading into the Combine?
Thorough. You know, I really started in the summertime looking at all these players from the 2018 film, so we get kind of a roadmap about where to go in the fall. And then we go to training camp, evaluate our own team, get our schedules all set for the whole fall, go through our manual and stuff, and then we hit the road for 4 months and scout separately. We're at colleges every day. We're essentially private investigators. I think we have like 1,900 players scouted, 220 schools for 7 picks. There's, you know, 337 of the best players in America. We're part of voting who gets here. And then, you know, we came together in December for some meetings, went to these college all-star games, the Senior Bowl, East West Shrine, NFLPA, had February meetings with Tom and JoJo and John and Coach Lynn and everybody. We went through really the whole front board last week in Los Angeles. And so here we are at the Combine. This is an important piece of the puzzle. These interviews we've had, that's probably my favorite part, is to finally talk to the player.
What's the most important part of this week for you?
All of it is kind of a piece of the puzzle. It's a height, weight, speed league. It's a numbers league. It's about big, fast guys, you know, and
that's why they're in prime time.
That's right. And so that's important, you know, and we like all of these players. They could all help the Chargers. We only get 7 picks, so it's about how much you like them and in what order. And then really, scouting a player is not real difficult. I mean, it's film, it's games. Scouting a person is virtually impossible. And so, you know, that's why you spend all that time on campus talking to everybody about the player, all the sources you can get on campus, coaches, support staff, trainers, strength people, academics, high school coaches. But you don't talk to the player because he's in school, he's in meetings, he's with his team. And so here you get his side of the story, which is always a little different. And you know, you get to kind of feel his energy and his life story, and you've done all this work. You feel like to know the guy, and then he walks through that room and you're like, wow, here he is. You know, we only get 45 interviews and you're one of the 45, so we really like your game.
Congrats.
You, right. I mean, you passed a lot of tests.
You made it this far.
Here, you know, I know this has got to be uncomfortable. Okay, but you know, that's why you're sitting there. We really like you. And it's amazing how they do a good job of that, and you really get to kind of feel the player quickly, this player that you've scouted from other people, and most of the time it connects the dots.
So how really, I mean, you say you get a feel, but it's less than 20 minutes. How do you know, what's your sensor that goes off that you know, okay, yeah, this guy's got good character, or something's off about that, or how can you tell?
It's quick, but when he sits down, you feel him, okay? And what's changed this year is, it used to be 60 for 15 minutes, now it's 45 for 18 minutes. So we actually have a little more time, and I can feel it when we're in there. And I talk to the player or ask him questions for the first 8 or so, and then turn them over to the coaches, and they're gonna watch film and really check the player's football intelligence, his recall. We show him our stuff, have him see if he can recall it. We watch his film, and when I'm talking to him, it's the character, it's his maturity, it's his support system, it's his love of the game, it's his team attitude. Those things just permeate, I think, anybody when they sit down. You know, it's quick for me about this. We got to make this guy a Charger. You know, they separate themselves.
How do you pare down that list to 45?
Well, they just keep passing tests. You know, you have to pass the film test. I mean, you have to be a good player. And then when we're investigating a player, does he have winning NFL intangibles? I'll give you an example. When you're watching tape, you kind of have a trained eye about what 4.5 looks like, what 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, 5 flat for linemen and stuff look like. You would hope that what you saw on film gets matched out here. If you see 4.55 or 4.6 and then all of a sudden he runs 4.35, you're like, well, now wait a minute. Why doesn't he play it anywhere near that? Okay, is it courage? Okay, I mean, what is it? Is it just competitiveness? You know what I mean? So you just want things to match. And then of course, the medical stuff has to check out.
As well.
Yeah, as well. You know, the risk of injury, durability, what kind of injury history a player has had. And then there's also a psychological testing component here at the Combine that all the players go through, a number of tests. And that hopefully matches up with the way we see their football intelligence and just their overall IQ, etc.
What is it like when a guy comes in who you know is good on tape, but then he comes in and just nails the interview.
Oh, it's the best.
Are there high fives?
No, you want to. You can't wait
when he's done.
You can't. Oh yeah, you can't wait till he leaves. Okay, and you get connected to these players. You know, you invest yourself in their background, and these are the best players. So, vast majority of them have a lot of fans at the schools where they're from.
Sure.
And people that are just like, this is a great guy and a great teammate and a great player, and he'll do great things for your organization like he's done here for this program. And many times when you meet them, they're better than advertised. You're like, wow, I see it. Okay, no wonder people spoke so highly of you. But you also know that there's 31 other teams here with these suites interviewing the same player, and they're seeing the same thing. You know, you just know, oh, geez, is he even going to be there now?
Yeah.
You know, like,
that
was that
starts
too
coming
good?
Into play.
Was that too good? You know, and you want to tell the guy, hey, don't run too fast out there, okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
We like you.
Drop a couple balls or something out there.
And then lastly, Kevin, looking beyond this week, what is next for this scouting staff as we approach the draft?
So we leave here, and all the scouts, you know, everybody's here scouting together, and we scatter again across the country for these pro days, because you know, even the big schools, they'll have 3 or 4 players here, even at the biggest schools, but there's, you know, 20 seniors that we're going to work out and see if at some point we would draft them or take them as undrafted free agents. And then April comes around, I spend a month in Los Angeles. That is meeting with the medical staff that lets us know about all this information on the physicals. We talk to the coaches, we get their reports, their opinions on all these players, all the psychological testing, and we just keep paring the list back. The picture just gets clearer on what we call the front board, the players we would draft.
Well, we look forward to that clearer picture and a lot of those high fives. Thank you, Kevin.
All right.
Come on, Bo fans, you want some more of this? Click subscribe, hit this button right here. Click this button right here and you can get all of this that you want. Come on, Bo fans.